George Herman Ruth was born on February 6, 1895, in Baltimore, Maryland. While he attended St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys, he developed his passion and skills for baseball. With the help of brother Matthias, he became a father figure to him. On December 26, 1919, Babe was sold to the New York Yankees. Babe dominated the game, setting records that no one had ever thought possible. His unbelievable power changed baseball. The Yankees became the most recognizable team in baseball, setting attendance records along the way. When the Yankees moved into the new stadium in 1923, it was called the house that Ruth built. In 1936, Babe was inaugurated into the first Baseball Hall of Fame. He died August 16, 1948. He gave hope to millions during the Great Depression and impacted the game in a way that has never been seen before. Despite last playing nearly 75 years ago, Babe is still widely considered the greatest player.
Charles Lindbergh, born in 1902, was a pilot who revolutionized the airline industry. In 1927, he built his own plane, the Spirit of St. Louis, and flew nonstop from Long Island to Paris in 33.5 hours. The entire nation was on edge as he made the dangerous flight. After landing in France, Lindbergh was made a national hero and won numerous awards such as the Medal of Honor. Tragically, in 1932, 20-month-old son Charles Lindbergh Jr. was kidnapped from his New Jersey home and murdered, creating a national media frenzy. After a 2-long-year FBI investigation, dozens of false leads, and 12 ransom notes, Bruno Richer Hauptmann was convicted and sentenced to death.
Amelia Earhart was born July 24, 1897, in Atchison, Kansas, with a passion for adventure and an early love of flying. Earhart's childhood was full of traumatic incidences caused by her father's drinking, moving from place to place, ending up in Chicago, where she finished high school. After attending Columbia University for a year, she reunited with her parents in California. After her father bought her a ride in a plane for $10, she vowed to learn how to fly. She earned enough money to pay for flight lessons and bought her own plane in 1922. From there, she began to set records such as flying the highest altitude for a woman, and she was the 16th woman to be issued a pilot's license. After her trip with Lindbergh's flight, her popularity grew and she began endorsing products and became a published author, and set many world records such as flying solo across the Atlantic. Her actions motivated women across the nation to be more independent. Her role as a feminist icon in the 1920s and 30s empowered women of that era. Her views on marriage were progressive for her time, and she kept her maiden name and believed a marriage was an equal partnership. She and her navigator attempted to circumnavigate the globe in 1937. On her last leg of their mission, on July 2nd, they were lost over Holland Island in the Pacific Ocean. Her disappearance is still controversial to this day. She was officially declared dead on January 5, 1939. Her legacy lives on. Rudolph Valentino was an Italian actor in the U.S. from 1914 to 1926. Valentino was a troublesome child who struggled through his education, but eventually received a degree in agriculture before moving to New York City when he was 18. Arriving there with little money, he soon found himself on the streets. He eventually found work as a taxi dancer at Maximum's. Eventually, he moved out west, where he found several theatrical jobs, until he met Norma Carey, who convinced him to try a career in cinema, still in the silent film era. He starred in several roles leading up to The Sheik. The film was a major success and would go out to define him not only in his career, but in his image and legacy as the Latin lover. Valentino's remarkable performance as an actor impacted the culture of the early 1920s. He was one of the most popular international stars of the 1920s. His death at the age of 31 caused mass hysteria among his female fans, propelling him into icon status.